All right, my friends, wherever you find yourself now, we are going to begin our practice in a standing position with the sound of Om. So come to the front of your mat. Is it the sun okay when you're upside down? Okay. The sound of Om. So bring your hands together. Lower your chin. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale. Om. Have great practice, folks. We're going to begin with our hands at the side of the body. Your feet are joined through the big toes, or you can separate your feet so there's a little more space between the ankles. Then I want you to push down into the hard floor below the feet and engage your leg muscles. The action is you'd feel your kneecaps lift up, the back of your thighs slightly open. Keeping that action in your legs, we're going to find our first neutral pelvis. So bring your belly button in towards the back of the body, or you can focus at the back of the body, your tailbone moving down in space. Come up to those ribs just above your stomach. Those two come in. So those same ribs at the back of the body can lift out into the skin. You're taking a deeper, better breath. You're gazing straight forward, and we're going to take 5 sun salutation A from this position. On your next inhale, lift up through the arms, bring the palms together. Keeping your legs strong and active, exhale, fold down, hands to the floor. Same action in the legs. Inhale, lift your chest and your chin, maybe halfway up in space, but then put your palms down. Exhale, step back to plank, low plank, and come down to the floor for the first one. Point the toes back, hands just behind the shoulders. Inhale, come up, keeping the arms bent, or all the way up to straight arms. And then exhale, press back, roll over the toes, and hold your downward dog. Holding it for a count of 5. I count a lot in this practice. You don't have to match your breath with my count. You always have that freedom to breathe with your own pace. That's at 2. We're going to breathe always in and out through the nose for 3. You'll notice there's a smooth sound that comes along when you breathe through the nose. Create the same sound whether you're inhaling or exhaling. Say that's 3. Feel where the chest and the back are expanding with the inhale. That's 4. Take 1 more. And then finish that exhale with your knees bent. Look forward on the inhale. Step or jump back between the thumbs and create that little lift halfway up. Legs are strong. Exhale, fold down, let the head hang. Push into the floor. Inhale, come all the way back up, raising the arms along the way. And exhale down into Samasthiti, where we started from. Number 2 is just like that. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the chin, look up at the hands. Exhale, forward bend down the front of your legs. And then inhale, you create a little back bend, lifting up from the legs. Now use the hands to exhale back to plank, low plank. Maybe you come down away to the floor, reset. Inhale, lift the upper body, shoulders and head. And then exhale, lift up the back of the body, the hips and the legs. For 1, keeping the eyes open in our practice. 2, even though we keep them open, we focus our gaze in one point. 3, collectively, this creates a very subtle effect on our awareness. 4, in fact, this whole practice is very subtle in what we're doing here. Take 1 more. And then finish that next exhale, knees bent, look forward. Inhale, step or jump there. Lift through the chest and chin. Legs strong, exhale, fold down, let the head hang. Inhale, when you rise up, keep the belly lifted up and in. Exhale, release the arms, Samasthiti. Number 3, again, inhale, lift through the arms. Exhale, forward bend all the way down the front of the legs, head is loose. Then inhale, create a little lift up from the chest and the knees. Plant the palms, exhale your feet back and lower down with that neutral pelvis. Inhale, keeping space in the lower back as you lift your back bend. Then exhale, fold back. For 1, now spread all the fingers. 2, so there's air and space between the fingers. And 3, actively make your knuckles just as heavy on the floor as all other contact points. 4, so you feel the weight coming down into the hand is spread throughout the palm and the fingers. Take 1 more. Get ready to move by bending the knees. Inhale, step, jump to the feet. Lift your chest up from the knees. Exhale, fold down into your legs. Inhale, follow the breath up, lifting, maybe even gazing up. And exhale, release. 2 more like that with more sound. Inhale, lift through the arms. With a smoother sound, exhale, fold down the legs. A smooth inhale lifts the spine into a longer lengthened position. Hands down, exhale, jump down into that low plank position. Inhale, hear the sound when you take lift. Exhale, hear the sound as you fold back. Listening to the sound of breath. Say 3. Say 2. Take 1 more. Then get ready to move. Inhale, back to the feet into that long lifted spine position. With sound, exhale, fold, release the head. Inhale, follow the sound up. Exhale, follow the sound down, release the arms. Last one like that. Inhale, lifts through the arms. Exhale, tilts the pelvis forward, lower the hands to the floor. Inhale, lift up from the legs. Now use the hands. Exhale the feet back, then bend the elbows, lower down. Spread the fingers. Inhale, lift the shoulders up above the wrists. Exhale, lift the hips. Release the head. For 1. Treating this as a breathing practice. For 2. It means you have the permission to back away with how physically hard you might be working. 3, plenty of places to work hard in the practice. Can you find places to become more subtle? 4, take 1 more. Finish with your knees bent, exhale. Look forward. On the inhale, back to the feet. Create long spine with your legs strong. Exhale, fold down. Rise up, inhale, follow the breath and the sound. Maybe bring the hands together. And exhale, back to Samasthiti. As we started, version B just gets a little longer. You bend your knees and inhale, raise up the arms as normal. Exhale, fold down as you straighten your legs. Inhale, take that little lift up with the chest and the chin. Plant palms, exhale, jump lower down all in one smooth motion. Inhale, lift up without locking your elbows. Exhale to down dog. The left foot turns out, your right foot steps forward. The inhale lifts the body, raises the arms, maybe even look up at your hands. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back to plank, and low plank to reset. Inhale, shoulders above the wrists. Exhale to down dog. Now turn the right foot out. Step your left foot forward and inhale as you lift from the mat. On the exhale, hands down first, feet back to plank, and then lower the shoulders. Then inhale, open your chest, and exhale, fold the chest back towards the legs. Your legs that are separated now slightly than where we were when we're standing, for one. Lining the heel behind your second or third toe, for two. Still engaging the thigh, the quadricep muscle, opening the back of the thigh, for three. Helping the heels move back in space and down in space, for four. Take one more. And finish the next exhale with your knees bent. Look forward, inhale, jump forward, and lift through the chest and chin. Exhale, fold down into your legs. Lower your hips. As you inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, stand. And release the arms. We're going to do two more like that. As you bend your knees, inhale up. Exhale down, straight and active legs. Inhale, a little lift up. Hands down, exhale, jump back and lower the chest. Inhale, lift the upper body. Exhale, lift the back of the body. The left foot turns out, the right foot steps forward. Inhale, raise arms. Exhale, lower the arms. Step back to plank, bend your elbows. Inhale, keep a micro bend in the elbow. Exhale, down dog, other side. Pivot right, step your left. Inhale as you rise. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, it's a shorter inhale, it's a shorter movement, and then match that with the exhale, the down dog. And then stay. And breathe. One. Longer, deeper, better breaths. Two. Lifting the ribs of the back as you breathe. Three. Awareness spreading throughout the body. Four. Taking one more. Then get ready to move, exhale. Inhale, hop or step forward, little lift up. Exhale, forward bend, down. Then sit down, inhale, lift up. Exhale, stand up. Last one, bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold down, Uttanasana. Inhale, that little lift, Urdhva. Exhale, jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, lift your face. Exhale, Adho Mukha, lower the face. Turn the left, step your right. Inhale, lifting up, Virabhadrasana A position. Exhale all the way down to that low plank, Chaturanga position. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Turn your right, step your left leg, and inhale, rise up, Warrior A. Exhale all the way back down, keeping neutral pelvis in Chaturanga. Inhale, lifting, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. With a smooth sound, say 3. 2. Take one more. Next inhale, hop, step, jump forward and create that little lift. Exhale, fold down, head hangs loose. Utkatasana, sit down, inhale, lift up high. Exhale, stand tall. Samasthiti. Your 2 feet, inhale, separate them the width of your hips. Exhale, forward bend down the legs, hook your big toes. Bend the knees if they're a little far this morning. Take another inhale, lift through the chest and chin. Then as you exhale, you forward bend down the rest of the way. Head hangs loose. If your elbows can bend, they bend out to the side. Pulling up on the big toes, so the action is to lift your shoulders up away from your ears. Being gentle on your hamstrings. It's your first forward bend. Just focus on the connection to your thigh, sending the signal to your quadricep muscle to activate. And what you feel is the action of the back of the thigh slightly opening. Now for the second set, you can stay right here with the big toes, or inhale, lift up your chin, exhale there. Inhale, slide your hands under the feet from the front, toes to the wrist. And then exhale, fold down into the second set, Padahastasana. 1. Breathe at your own pace. 2. 3. 4. 5. Next inhale, lift your chin. Exhale there. Remove your hands from your feet. And inhale, come back into an upright standing position. And exhale the feet back together. Sama Siti. Uttita Trikonasana. You're going to turn 90 degrees to your right side. Separate your feet the length of one of your legs. Arms are up parallel to the floor. Turn your right foot to face the back edge of your mat. And then your left foot, keep it pointing at the right edge of your mat. Take an inhale, neutral pelvis. Then exhale, extend your right arm over your stable right leg and lower your right hand down to your big toe. Turn the gaze up towards your top thumb. You're in your left side. For 1. No, turn to the right. Right foot back. There you go. 2, keep pushing that bottom right hip deep underneath the pelvis. 3, or think of the top hip coming up over on top of that bottom hip. 4. 5, use your next inhale, come up, turn your right foot to the right side, turn your left foot so now it faces the front. And then exhale, reach your left arm over the front edge of the mat and lower the hand towards the big toe, inner ankle, inner shin. 1, gaze is up so that we take our energy of the position up. 2, so if the bottom hand is on the floor, there's very little weight in the bottom hand. 3, bring all the work up into the legs to create a feeling of lift. 4, take in 1 more. Then on that next inhale, you come up. Now turn yourself from the right side all the way around and face the back edge of the mat. So right foot would face the back edge. Back foot is at 45 degrees. Your hips are square. Your left arm is lifted. And then exhale, fold down. Left hand to the floor, inner foot or outer foot. And now you raise the opposite right arm. For 1. Take the gaze and look back up to that top hand. For 2. Feel the downward reach of the bottom arm, how that creates an upward reach of the opposite arm. For 3. As your 2 legs support the spine, that's taking the twist. For 4, you take 1 more. Then on that next inhale, you come up. The exhale, you turn all the way around so you're facing the front of the mat with the right arm lifted. Square the hips, and then exhale, take the forward bend down. Right hand is on the inner foot or the outer foot for 1. We're now lifting the opposite left shoulder and left arm for 2. Remember to support the spine. So if the back leg is a little wobbly, place the foot in a spot that's more stable for you. 3. 4, taking 1 more. And then follow that next inhale to come up. And exhale, Samasthiti, feet together. Let's do that again. Turn to the right, raise the arms, and take a wider step to the right. Turn the right foot 90 degrees, left foot at the side. This time, exhale, bend your right leg into a 90-degree angle. The bottom right arm lowers to the right side of the right leg, and your top arm would be reaching over the back edge of the mat for 1, with the palm of your hand facing the floor for 2. Utthita Parsvakonasana, extended side angle position. 3, noticing its effect on your ability to breathe. For 4, taking 1 more. And then follow your next inhale to come up, arms parallel to the floor. Switch your right foot to the side, left foot to the front. Exhale, bend your left knee over the left ankle. Lower the left arm. And now reach through the right side. For 1. In other words, press down into your back foot. For 2. Straighten the back leg, but keep the inner arch of the foot lifting. For 3. Feel the action of the back leg come all the way up through the top arm. For 4, taking 1 more. Then on your next inhale, you come up. Like last twist, turn the hips to face the back of your mat. Your left arm is lifted. Your right knee is already bent. And it's that left arm exhaling to the outside of the right knee. If you just get there, you do prayer hands. Where you're going to the full expression would be to reach the left hand down to the floor on the outside of the foot. If you take that variation, it's the same top arm as you did before, which would be pointing towards the back edge of the mat. There we go. We would roll that shoulder just like downward dog out away from the ear. So even though a lot of the work is in the lower body of the standing sequence, the upper body is just as much part of the practice itself. Take 1 more, and then use your next inhale, come up. Exhale, pivot around, face the front of the mat with the left knee bent. Inhale, raise the right arm, and then exhale the back of that right arm outside of your left knee. Keep the back leg as straight, so reach back through the heel. You can have the heel up like a lunge, or like a warrior A foot, where you bring the whole sole of the foot down, back foot at 45 degrees. We're already at 3. And 4. And 5, it would be your next inhale that brings you up. And your exhale back to Samasthiti, feet together. That same step to the right, inhale, step to the right, put the hands on the hips. We keep all 10 toes pointing at the right side, and then on the exhale, forward bend down so you can put your hands on the floor, just like your downward dog, shoulder distance apart. Take an inhale there. Then push into the palms, lower the head to the floor, and walk your hands back so they're under your elbows. For 1. Prasarita Padottanasana. For 2, the action of your arms are helping your head lower to the floor. For 3. So one of these days, the head will touch, making the 5th contact point on the floor. For 4, take 1 more. And on your next inhale, you come halfway up, chest and chin. Exhale there. Then on the next inhale, come all the way up and exhale once you get there. Your arms, inhale, lift parallel to the floor. Hands, exhale, take the hips again. Part B. Inhale. Then exhale, tilt the pelvis forward, fold back down, head to the floor, hands on the hips. 1. Lengthening your spine down in space. 2. Keeping the feet pointing straight to the side of the mat. For 3. With that subtle inner rotation at the upper thigh. For 4, taking 1 more. And using your next inhale to come all the way up in 1 lift. Exhale once you're there. Part C. Inhale, raise the arms again. Exhale, behind your back, you interlace the fingers. You take inhale. Then exhale, you fold back down just like you did before. Now reaching the hands for the floor. Head and hands lowering to the mat for 1. Great opportunity to try to breathe into the upper portions of your lungs for 2. Spread the toes apart. Can you create the space between the toes like you can with your fingers for 3. Pressing all 10 toes into the floor for 4. And then on your next inhale after that, you come all the way up in one lift. The exhale puts your hands on the hips. Take an inhale there. And on the exhale, fold back down. And when you can reach them, hook your big toes with your peace fingers. Inhale. And then exhale down the rest of the way. Head to the floor. Like the first variation, 1. Using your arms to help the head come closer to the mat for 2. If you pull up on the big toes, move the elbows up and the shoulders up towards the hips for 3. So those muscles under your armpits are actively engaged for 4. 5. On the next inhale, come halfway up, chest and chin. Exhale, release your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Turn to the front. Exhale, Samasthiti, big toes together. Now, before we move our legs, we're going to take our hands into reverse prayer. So you're going to turn the palms behind you, invert the hands. So we're going to have the fingers pointing up towards the back of the skull. You're going to wiggle them up towards the back. And if that is a little much, then instead of trying to join the palms, hold the outside of the elbows or make 2 fists and push the fists into each other. Now inhale, turn to your right again, like we've done before, and turn all the way around and face the back edge of the mat. Just the same legs as the twisted triangle. Now from here, exhale, and forward bend down the inside of the right leg for 1. Without hyperextending that front knee, put a little micro bend for 2. Use the front leg in a way that puts more weight in the back heel for 3. As you lengthen down in space towards that right foot. 4, take 1 more. Then use your next inhale to come up. You turn to the right side, you turn to face the front, and your exhale takes the left side. 1. The place in the back where you feel the hands is where you want to breathe into it. 2. Smooth sound, inhaling or exhaling. 3. If you can get the hands together, bring the 4 corners of the hands together. 4, take 1 more. And use your next inhale to come all the way back up. Release the hands from the back and exhale, step the feet together, Samasthiti. We do a balance pose, Utthita Hasta, Padangusthasana. Left hand is on your left hip, right hand is out front. Inhale, raise a bent leg. You can hold the knee, which is the variation, or reach for the big toe. Straighten out the right legs as best as it can get straight today. And either stand tall or forward bend with an exhale. Counting down, we're already at 3. And 2, don't let the breath get light. And 1, now inhale, lift the head up so you're standing tall. And then exhale, open your arm and your leg nice and slow to the right side without turning your hips towards the right side for 1. The gaze moves off the left shoulder for 2. Changing the gaze to challenge your ability to balance for 3. Breathing with sound for 4. 5, inhale, bring the leg forward. Exhale, lower your head down to your right knee, just a little forward bend. Then inhale, lift the head back up. And then from there, exhale, put the hands on the hips, keeping the leg up, counting down. 5. Raising the leg, but lowering the hip. 4. Reaching through the back of the body, through the feet for 3. Almost there. 2, lift it a little higher so that you can exhale and lower it down. Now lean your weight over into the right foot. Focus the gaze. Inhale, raise up the left leg. Hook the big toe or just hold your knee. Exhale, straight leg, or as straight as it can be. And either keep the head up or exhale, fold forward along the inside of the left leg. Say we're at 3. And 4. And 5. Inhale, reach the head up to the ceiling. Then exhale, open your left arm, left leg to the left side. If in balance, slowly turn your chin to the right shoulder. 2. 3. Think of height in the body, height through the head for 4. 5. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, forward bend down, head to knee. Inhale, lift the head back up. Exhale, release the foot. 1. A single-legged boat pose. 2. Everyone's hip starts to cramp right about now. For 3, just wiggle the toes. 4. Lower down, exhale, 5. Let's take a flow. Bring the big toes together. Inhale, lift up through the arms. Exhale, fold down in space. Inhale, create length through the spine. Plant palms, exhale, jump back, Dandasana. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold back. Utkatasana, look at the hands. Inhale, jump. Keep the knees bent when you land. Raise the arms and gaze up to thumbs. 1. Challenge your legs by just sitting a little lower. 2. And challenge your arms and your back by lifting a little higher. For 3. Literally going down and up, all in the same position. For 4. Getting ready for Bakasana. 5. Exhale, take a low squat position. Now take your knees, not just above the elbows, take your knees closer to the backs of your shoulders. All the weight that's in your feet right now, move your head in front of your fingers. The feet get lighter, and keep moving your head forward until inhale, you can just lift the feet off the mat. For 1. If it's a little much, you jump back, you take a flow. For 2. Otherwise, it's the same breath, the same sound, irregardless of the challenge of the position. For 3. 4. Using your next exhale to jump back to Chaturanga, move through the vinyasa flow. You know it by now. Last 2 standing positions. Your left foot turns out at 45 degrees. Right foot will step straight forward into that lunge. Inhale, when you come up, raise the arms. Lift the chin, gaze goes up. For 1, use the connection of your feet to square the hips to the front of the mat. 2, with hips square, draw the navel in and drop the tailbone. For 3, bringing those front ribs just above the stomach in. For 4, taking 1 more. Then on the next inhale, you come up by straightening the legs. For the first time, turn to your left side. So you turn to face the left side. You keep turning all the way around so that your hips face the back edge of the mat. Bend your left knee. Left side. 1. Let's do it all over again. Press into the feet. Turn the hips to the back edge. 2. Bring the belly button in as close to the spine as it can go. 3. Tailbone descending. 4. Take 1 more. Then on the exhale, you're going to open your back foot to the side of the mat. Take the arms to the length of the mat. The front leg never changed. For 1. We're still in our left side for 2. It's just the back foot and the arms that we change. So really what it did is it opened the hips to face the side of the mat for 3. Belly is still in, tailbone is still down. 4, take 1 more. Then use your inhale, lift out of the left side. So you come up, turn the left foot to the left side, turn your right foot to the front, and then exhale, keeping neutral pelvis as you form your right side. Last standing pose, 5, 4, 3. Everything done on the floor after this. And 2. 1, it would be the exhale that takes you down to plank, your low plank, your chaturanga. You modify the flow, what's appropriate for you, from downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through to a seated position. In a seated position, exhale, we straighten out the legs to the front. We put the hands down to the floor below the shoulders. We lower the chin down to the chest. And we work on engaging the legs like we're standing on top of them for 1. So curl the toes back towards your chest for 2. And then spread the toes and press the back of the thighs into the floor for 3. Looking down off the tip of the nose towards your navel. 4, take 1 more. Paschimottanasana, A variation. Inhale, you hook your big toes like we've done already. And then exhale, fold yourself forward as if your head is coming closer to the tops of your feet for 1. With our legs active, they're still pressing down into the floor for 2. Notice if one leg is pressing into the floor more than the other for 3. Feeling the heat coming off your thighs. 4, take 1 more. Option is to stay right where you are, or inhale, lift up a few inches. Now take the outer edges of your feet, or wrap around your feet, and then exhale right back in for the second set. 1. 2. Listening to the sound of breath. 3. After which, we're going to link all these seated poses together with a 3-breath vinyasa flow. 4, take 1 more. And then finish that last exhale. Come up with the next inhale. Cross your legs with the exhale. First, inhale, lift up your bum, and then exhale, step, jump back to plank. That's breath 1. Inhale up through your cobra, up dog. Exhale to your down dog. That's breath 2. From down dog, inhale, jump to seated position. Exhale, straighten out your legs. That's breath 3. Now for Purvottanasana, lean back halfway and put your hands right underneath the shoulders. Point your fingers and your toes in the same direction. Then as you press into the floor, inhale, lift the front body, and then exhale, reach your chin back away from the collarbones for 1. Press into the palm, but micro bend the elbows for 2. Inner rotate the arms for 3. Lifting, extending through the chest for 4. Take 1 more. And lower as you exhale down. That vinyasa flow. Cross your legs. Inhale, hips lift up, some or little, and then exhale back, and you link your breath and your movement through the flow. All the way back to seated, all the way back to straight legs. Now we're going to take our right foot on an inhale as close to the left groin as we can. So we're going to form a half lotus position, taking the outer edge of the right foot close to the groin. Maybe your right knee can press down into the floor. If not, it's floating in the air. If you have a block handy, you can slide the block under the knee. Take the right hand around the back, reach for the foot, and then take your left hand and reach it for your left foot. And then, like all forward bends, exhale as you move forward in space. For 1. And 2, breathing into the area of the back where you feel your right arm. 3, paying attention to your right knee. No pain, no pinching, nothing in the joints. For 4, taking 1 more. And then start to move with your breath. Your next inhale brings you up. Exhale releases the right foot. You got options. You can take that 3-breath vinyasa flow, or you can just move right onto your left side. Some movement, no movement, it's your practice. It is really your decision. So if you're setting up the left side, head right in when you're ready to go, or we'll wait for our little demo to catch up, and then exhale right back in. 1. Forming our left side as a mirror reflection of the right side. For 2. So we notice what is the slight differences between the sides of the body. 3. These differences may never ever be fixed, but we can certainly work on it. For 4, take 1 more. And then back to the movement. Link your movement with the breath. Next inhale would bring you up. Exhale would release your pose. In vinyasa, the inhale would lift you up through the hips, and the exhale takes you back, flushing that pose right out of your body. Next one up, Taringai Mukhi Kaipada Paschimottanasana. It's a long one. Jump back to seated. We're gonna fold our right leg in half, so we close the knee. We're gonna point the right toes to the wall behind us. Draw the right knee in. You can have the hands on the floor or taking a hold of that left foot at the front. If you're already good to go, it's the exhale that takes you in. If you feel like you're leaning a little bit over to your left side, if you have a block or even a thick book, can go underneath your hips to keep the hips level and square. 3. 4. And 5. Just like before, your options. Some movement would just bring you out of the right side and would move you into the left side, or the vinyasa in between the two sides. Do what is appropriate for you. It is your practice. Listen to what you need to do and do it. Head in. Exhale. 1. 2. 3. 4. We're all taking this flow. 5. You can inhale and jump out of the position you're in, or do it as normal. Come up, cross your legs, move on through. Move slowly. Move with awareness. There's no rush. You don't hold the down dog. As soon as you get to down dog, you jump to seated and return to straight legs. For Janu Shirshasana, you take your right foot to the inside of your left femur, right knee down to the floor. Hands are gonna reach for that left foot, inhale. And for the first time now, exhale, taking your chest over top of the left kneecap. For 1. Meaning we're creating a little bit of a twist and trying to move towards that left side. For 2. Creating more space on the right side of the lower back. For 3. Space for that right kidney as all forward bends are triggering the kidneys for 4, one more. 5, you know what to do. Little movement, come up, switch the legs, switch the sides, or take the vinyasa in between the sides and then go onto your left side. Either way, linking movement and breath together. As you notice, there's no real break in the practice. It's just moving position, position, breath to breath. Exhale right back in when ready to go. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Your next inhale brings you up. Exhale releases your left leg. Cross both legs, inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, take a flow. Coming back for our Marichyasana sequence. Hop through. Now this time, close the right knee again, but put the foot on the floor so your right knee is pointing up in the air. Then we're going to inhale, reach the right arm up to the ceiling, reach the right arm forward in space, and then wrap around the front, around the back, and hold the hands behind the outside of the right hip. Like all forward bends, you're moving forward with the exhale. If the hands can't come together at the back, that's okay. Just reach for it. Maybe you got something you can hold on to, like a yoga belt or a sock, something in between. We're already at 3. You're hugging and squeezing the right leg. 4, the action of the right leg is to break the grip of the arms. And 5, inhale, you come up. Exhale, you release. You know what to do. Some movement switches the sides, or a little bit more movement takes the flow in between. The flow is always just meant to keep the heat in the practice. From flow, plant left foot, raise left arm wraps around that left leg, gives it a good squeeze. And then you reach your head forward towards the right big toe. 1. This pose is the precursor to putting your leg behind the head. 2. 3. 4, one more. 5. Next inhale, come up. Exhale, legs crossed, hands down. Vinyasa. B variation, very similar. And B variation, we're going to start with the left leg first. So the left leg is going to be put into half lotus, if half lotus is available to you, or put the whole left leg down on the ground in that Janu Shirshasana position. Then you bring in the right leg by lifting up the right knee. And we repeat what we did before. The right arm wraps around that right leg before. We hold the hands behind the back of the body. And on the exhale, we lower the forehead straight down to the floor between your right big toe and your left knee. For 1. And 2. Yeah, just lower the head down. There it goes. 3, the pretzel variation. 4. 5, next inhale, brings you back up. The exhale releases. You know what to do. Switch it or take the flow, and then we'll switch it. We start with the right leg, half lotus, Ardha Baddha Padma. Or just put the whole right leg down on a ground like a semi-half lotus. Then lift up the left knee and left arm wraps to bind. Exhale, lower the head. So if I was the mirror of you, this is what you would look like, because we're wrapping the left leg, unless you did the left leg before. So then it's like this. So you have this foot out here. You got to bring the foot in. There you go. Because eventually it's half lotus. You got it. We're at 3. It's a long one. And 4. And 5. Back to the movement now. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, cross legs, hands down, lift hips. Inhale, jump back, exhale. 2 more Marichyasana, C and D variation, are actually just like A and B variation, but done as twists. Hop through, straight legs. Now put the right foot on the floor and put your right hand behind you on the floor so that you can raise your left arm up, inhale, and then take the back of your left arm to the outside of the knee. You can keep your hand up, or the hand reaches down, or the full bind that holds the 2 hands behind the back of the body. For 1, turn the gaze back so you look back behind you off of your right shoulder. 2, think of height in the spine more so than the twist. 3, so the 2 sitting bones are the foundation. And 4, take 1 more. 5, inhale, you would look forward. Exhale, release the twist. Some movement switches you to the left side, or more movement takes the vinyasa first. Left foot plants on the floor. Left hand behind you on the floor. It's the right arm you lift up, inhale, and the right arm that presses into the knee or wraps around the knee. 1. There's always one side a little easier than the other. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, gaze front. Exhale, release the twist. Cross your legs, inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, take flow, come on back. 1 more twist. D variation. Maharishi was so famous, he actually had 12 poses named after him. 4 is sufficient today. Now, like B, we take the left leg first, or can you just, for them on the camera, put your left leg in that semi-half lotus position I was referring to, down on the ground? There you go. And then lift up the right leg. So this would be the entry to our twist, unless, of course, that left leg can be taken into half lotus. So left leg half lotus, or left leg down on the ground, right knee up. Now turn to the right side by put the right hand behind you. And like the twist we just did before, use your left arm with the right knee to create your twist. Eventually, turning the chin towards the right shoulder and gazing back. You got it. 1. 2, noticing how twists like to squeeze your lungs. 3, so counteract the squeezing by slowing the breath down. 4, taking 1 more. You come out with an inhale by looking forward, release the twist, exhale. Inhale to switch the sides or to take the flow. It's your choice. You move or not. Just keep breathing. Now, to do the left side, we take the right leg first. You had it right. Right leg is half lotus, or the right leg would be that semi-half lotus where the whole leg is just down on the ground. The left knee comes up second. Turn your belly towards the left thigh. Use the right arm to create your twist. Good. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release your twist. Take a flow, cross your legs, lift up, jump back, come on back for more. 3 sets of Navasana boat pose. So from downward facing dog, inhale, hop to seated, lift up your legs and your arms. The sooner we start, 1, the sooner it's over. 2, yeah, it's a little quicker count. 3, 4, 5, just do that little lift. Cross your legs, hips up, hips down. Second set, 1, lift legs and arms. 2, lift whatever's dropping. 3, 4, 5, draw the legs in. Inhale, hips up, hips down, lean back. Last set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross your legs. Inhale, hips up. Exhale, jump back. Now here is where we just momentarily pause in your downward dog, because we're gonna jump to the feet now. So I want you to look at your hands, and you're gonna jump your feet to the outside of your hands where your pinky fingers are. Inhale, hop forward. Then exhale, take your hands on the floor, on the inside of your legs, behind the heels. Maybe you can bring the weight into the hands so there's less weight in your feet and start to wiggle the feet towards each other. If they can touch, maybe you can actually then lift them up and then hook the feet. So now you're just up on your arms. Counting down, 5, you can keep the head up, or you can start to bend your arms like chaturanga and lower your forehead down to the floor for 2. Key word there was maybe. 3. Save a little bit of your energy. We're going to do Bakasana Crow for the second set to get out of this. In 4, taking 1 more. 5. So on the inhale, you come up by straightening the legs towards the front. Take 1 leg back. Take your second leg back into crow pose. If you got to set up, then set up. Hold it for at least a breath. Or a couple breaths. And you had enough playing around. Jump back, take a flow. Reset your spine. And on an inhale, hop back to a seated position. Now, what I want you to do is bend your knees a lot, so there's lots of space underneath the back of the knee. Put your feet on the edges of the mat, not off the mat, and then take 1 arm and shoulder under the back of the knee. Reach the hand out to the side and behind us. Then wiggle that other shoulder and arm under the back of the other knee. Reach the hand out to the side and back behind you. Then the action of your arms, your legs, is to straighten them now. They may not get straight, but the work is to straighten them. Like you're gonna straighten your legs and lift the heels right up off the mat. 1, maybe the forehead can come down to the floor. 2, Karmasana means a turtle, or at least from my perspective it does. 3, 4, and 5. Now stay. Option is just to stay. You don't even have to move. Or if you want to move, you're going to turn your palms up and you're going to bring your hands up to the area of your lower back. And if you can reach, you interlace your fingers. And then your feet are going to do the same thing at the front, at the top of the body. You're going to wiggle your feet together as if you're going to bring the soles of the feet together, or lift up the right foot and put it on top of your left foot. And you stay for 1. There it goes. 2. Oh. There it goes. 3. Don't thank me yet. Not done yet. 4. This is kind of what primary series is building towards, this Sapta Karmasana. And 5. To get out of this, it's the same exit as the position before. So you would keep your arms under your legs, Titi-basana, straight legs, you lift up. You go through bent legs in Bakasana crow. You hold the crow as long as you choose to. Well, not as long as you choose, but a breath or two at least. And you jump back and take flow. And you come on back to seated position for an easier one, guaranteed. Baddha Konasana. You bring the soles of the feet together. Hands would take the arches of the feet or the ankles. The first variation, we're going to do this twice. The first variation, you are wide and open in the chest and the back. And then when you exhale, if you can fold forward, you're still keeping the chest open and the chin up for 1. Meaning the second set will close the chest and round the upper back for 2. So in this one, think of yourself lengthening over top of the feet for 3. As if your heels will eventually touch your belly button one of these days. For 4, taking 1 more. Then on that next inhale, lift up like you're trying to touch the ceiling with the top of your head. And then exhale, bring your chin down towards your chest. And then imagine a string is pulling your forehead straight down to your big toes for 1. So the only really way to get your forehead to your big toes is to round from the top of the spine down for 2. It's quite natural for your shoulders to come in, so the back spreads through the shoulder blades for 3. Front of the body is small. It's getting smaller for 4. Take 1 more. And then on your next inhale, come all the way back up, reaching the head up to the ceiling. And then exhale, cross your legs. Hands down. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, jump back, take a float. Back to seated position, another pair of positions, Upavishta Konasana. You're going to open your legs out around 90 or so degrees. Then pull the flesh out from the sitting bones. The hand grip is to reach with an inhale the outsides of the feet just below the pinky toes. And then exhale, fold forward in a way in which you're trying to bring your belly to the floor for 1. The belly touches before the chest touches for 2. The belly will touch before the chest and the chin for 3. In fact, the goal is not to get to the floor. The goal is just to lengthen straight forward out of the hips. For 4, take 1 more. And on the next inhale, come back up. Now bring your legs back into Baddha Konasana. Feet together. Hold the outside of the feet. Lean back so the feet come up. and then re-straighten out your legs, just like you did before. If you are in balance, you're gonna lift the chin and look up to the ceiling for 1. Breaths with sound. 2. Longer, deeper breaths for 3. 4, almost. 5, put your hands down, cross your legs, or keep them straight, and hop, step, jump back, take flow. As we enter our closing sequence now, we're gonna jump forward, skip over a few positions, and come into our 3 back bends. So you're gonna hop through, lie down, bend your knees, put your 2 feet on the floor. Hip distance apart. We're gonna do 3 sets. I'll take you through the variation first and then Urdhva Dhanurasana on the 2nd and 3rd set. So here you're planting your feet and you're using the action of your legs to now find the neutral pelvis, the fact that you're lying on your back. So when we make that little adjustment, the lower back, the space of the lower back gets smaller, but we do not bring the lower back directly to the floor. Keep the natural curve, but make that space a little smaller. Now keep that, press into the feet, and inhale, lift your frontal hip bones up to the height of your knees, and then wiggle one arm and then the other arm underneath you. Join the palms, interlace the fingers for 1. The action in your legs would be lifting your chest towards your chin for 2. Pressing equally into the 4 corners of the feet for 3. 4, taking 1 more. And lower as you exhale down. No flow, just a little break, and we're gonna do that 2 more times. Second and 3rd set, you can repeat the exact variation we just did, or you can lift up your hands and put them on the floor above the 2 shoulders. Once you planted your hands, reconnect to your legs, find that neutral pelvis. Then on the inhale, lift up the hips, come up onto the head, draw the elbows in so they line with your armpits, and next inhale, press up off the head for 1. Same action in your legs. 2. Pressing into the 4 corners of the feet. 3. Stretching out those exhales. 4. And lower down at the end of that 5th exhale. Just 1 more to go. Let's create the foundation, feet and hands, then neutral pelvis. From here, inhale halfway up to the head so we can reset the shoulders and the arms. And then inhale, press up. Counting down, 10, 9, 8, 7. This is your last effort. 6, we'll just start to take it easy after this. 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale, coming down. Good work. Roll over to your right side. Inhale, come up to a seated position. Take another flow. Vinyasa flow, 3 breaths. Come on back. And we do the counter pose to the back bends, which is Paschimottanasana, the first seated forward bend we took in the sequence. So you hop to seated, you straighten out your legs. The only difference is you can do this one a little more passive if you choose. If that's the case, you would put a little bend to your knees and you'd wrap your arms underneath the backs of the knees. Or the hands bind the feet, big toes outside of the feet, or they wrap around the feet. And it would be more actively folding yourself forward, meaning your head would be moving closer to your feet than down towards the knees. Notice your breathing rate. Notice if your breathing rate got a little excited from those 3 back bends. And notice if now the forward bend has a different effect on your breathing rate. Notice what is changing the longer you stay here. Say another count of 5. Another 3. After this, we just got one more flow to take. 2. Your next inhale brings you up. Exhale, release. Last vinyasa flow, cross your legs. After which, we're gonna do Viparani Karani, which requires the use of a wall. It can be done in the middle of the room, but if you have a wall that's available to you, take the back of the mat against the wall, or if you're at home, maybe against a door or the couch, or just something that you can rest the back of your legs against. So you're gonna lie down on your back, bum against the wall or something that supports it, and the legs would be elevated. So your body is a 90-degree angle. You don't have anything to rest your legs against. You can just lie on your back, raise your legs like so. Maybe you can just put a strap around your feet and just use the belt to hold your legs in the air like so. Either way, it's an inversion. Inversions, we hold them for minutes, 3 in fact. As I put the timer on. At this point, it's quite natural for your breath not to get shorter, but the power of the breath, the sound of the breath can get lighter. That ujjayi is a heating breath. It's meant to get you warm. It's meant to make you hot. We are now in the cooling phase of your practice, where creating heat is no longer necessary. We are 1 minute down, 2 minutes to go. For those of you that have a practice of Salamba Sarvangasana and know how to go all the way up onto your shoulders, protecting your neck, creating no compression in your neck, you may move on to that next variation. If you don't practice shoulder stand, just stay where you are. You're getting the same benefit doing Viparani Karani as shoulder stand itself. 90 seconds down. 90 seconds to go. Two minutes down, 1 to go. 30 seconds. Fifteen seconds. And wherever you are, use an exhale, come down from your inversion. And we have 3 positions left before Shavasana that are all done in cross-legged position, or half lotus or full lotus. What is appropriate for your hips and knees. First one is called Yoga Mudra. You're gonna reach around the back and bind the big toes if they are available to you, or reach around the back and hold opposite elbows. So your chest is open. And from there, exhale, take a forward bend, lower the forehead to the floor. I count down from 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 3. Your next inhale brings you up. Make a mudra with your first finger and thumb. Place your hands to your knees. Sit up nice and tall. But do lower your chin halfway down towards your chest. For now, an even slower count of 10. 9. Making these the longest breaths of your practice. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 'A quick count of 10, last little effort, last chance to lift. So you open your eyes, put your hands on the floor, and you either go up and down as I count from 10, or go up and stay up. So inhale, lift your hips, 10, 9, 8, 7, make sure you're breathing, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release the breath. If you need one more flow, now is the time to take it, or otherwise just lie down on your back and take your final rest. Shavasana. It is January, the floors are cold. My suggestion is, if your bedroom is not warm, to put some clothes on before you take your Shavasana. You want to keep the heat in your body when you take your corpse pose. Maybe a hoodie and some socks or a blanket. It's better to be a little bit too warm than a little bit too cool. Release your breath. All the action in your muscles. and observe your body calm down. Inhale. Slowly coming back to life. Breathe life into your body and start to move life back into the body. Then curl up into the fetal position over on your right side. Inhale, come all the way up to seated position. Cross your legs. Finish with Om. Bring your hands together. Inhale. Great practice today, folks. Thank you so much for practicing with us. Namaste.